If you guys are looking for any cheap and reliable coins, check out MMOPO.com. Use the code PINGU at checkout to get 8% off. Guys, welcome to number 5 of the Cadiz career mode. And to start off this episode, we're currently 13th in the table, 7 points after 7 games. And at that current rate, we'll probably stay in the division. Obviously, Elche currently have 0 points, and Osasuna and Granada have 5 points. So we're only 2 points ahead on one hand. But at the same time, you know, if we win a game, we can go all the way up to 9th, and maybe even to the top 10 if we get a couple of wins together. So this episode is quite a difficult one. We do kick it off with the Barcelona game, which I'm expecting and hoping it is a loss. Then we've got Villarreal, then Sevilla, then Real Sociedad. And I might look to, because basically I've worked out between now and the January transfer window, there's 11 games. I'll try and do 5 games in this episode and then 6 in the next episode. And then that way, basically we can get to the transfer window in 2 episodes time. So if you want to go suggest some players to add to the shortlist, we haven't got a massive amount of money, but at the same time maybe like somebody like a Sanchez, for example, who, I don't know, he's a decent player, but we could get a good 6 or 7 million for, and I'm sure there's a number of other players. So, you know, it really does depend when we get to January what we can do. But yeah, any suggestions are nice. And yeah, I've actually added a few in between the 2 episodes. I don't know if they'll come to the top, and they do. So we've added Shirky here from Lyon, obviously a very good career mode player, 17 years old and probably has about a 92 potential. Jamie Shackleton, quite a nice player actually. In terms of the box-to-box midfielder I was looking for, he's not actually a bad shout, and a pretty cheap price actually. I might be tempted to almost do this deal before we get into the January transfer window, to be honest, because he'll be about 70 rated, I hope. And, you know, with those pace stats, I think he would just be a really good box-to-box midfielder. I know he plays for Leeds, but fortunately we're doing not the Derby career mode, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. Someone did suggest Tyrese Campbell, obviously a very good player on career mode. Unfortunately, he's moved to Atletico Madrid, so you know, it's kind of crazy how much of a big transfer that is. Then we have the Hungarian cam, Dominic. I'm not even going to try and say his surname because that's just far too complicated for me. 23 million, probably won't be able to afford him on this career mode in particular. However, if we're doing a journeyman save and looking to move clubs at the end of the season, maybe he'll go into that next career mode. Same with Tete at 16 million. Obviously a very good career mode player, but already, how many games in? 7 games. And if you go into the Browns jobs tab, there is already jobs for Atletico Madrid, Bilbao, Celta, even outside of the Spanish league, you've got teams such as Atalanta, Inter, Lazio, Milan. And I think, like, you know, like a Lazio or a Milan is the kind of step up I'd want if I was going to move clubs. I think it is just the 2, yeah, it's just Spanish and Italian league. So I think if we were going to move clubs, I'd probably look to move to, you know, either the Serie A, the Bundesliga, just to make things a little bit more interesting. Obviously, we've done a season in the Spanish league, but obviously we still got a long way to go, and we haven't actually played like any, like the Spanish FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, and I'm not too sure. I think it's the Copa del Rey, isn't it? I'm not too sure when that does start. Maybe it's around January time. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, let's go into the game against Barcelona. I'm hoping we lose, just in terms of, you know, the difficulty we're playing on. And I think I'm kind of tempted to put Sanchez back in just because he's got that pace advantage. And obviously Goodmanson can come off the bench. Yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of pace in the team, because at the minute, you know, it's not the most rapid other than Lasagna and Sanchez. So we probably do need them in. Here we are then for the game at home against Barcelona. I could have probably put them into a different kit, but I always do forget. I think we played them in the Derby career mode in the Champions League quarterfinals, I think it was. And yeah, we managed to beat them at the new camp, but to Stegen in goal, Dest and Firpo at the fullback positions, then Rudiger and Langley, then Frankie de Jong, Philippe Coutinho and Sergio Busquets, then Griezmann, Immobile and Lionel Messi. Very powerful front three, you know, all of them over like 87 rated and can literally score anything they shoot, especially on these sliders, you know, like what are we on, 25 shot error. It's going to be a very, very, I don't know, if we get anything from the game, I'm kind of happy and annoyed at the same time, because, well, we shouldn't be winning these kind of games. But you never know. Like, what I generally find the teams towards the top easier than the ones at the bottom. Also on the attack here with Griezmann. Now to Coutinho, obviously a player not actually seen too much in career mode, to be honest, this year. Not too sure where he went in my derby save. Into Immobile now, obviously a very good finisher. Across to Coutinho, but a great block from my defender. Really good slide tackle just to block the shot, but they're still camped on the edge of the box here with Coutinho. Tries to get the foot in, but goes around the man quite easily. And they do find the back of the net there in the 12th minute to make it 1-0. And yeah, we did well to stop the first shot, to be frankly honest. I thought that was going to go in, but we slid in the way. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just using that right back, I think it is our right back anyway, number 15. He's obviously not the best defensively, and could have maybe done with changing to a Pepe or a Sebe for that kind of tackle, but you know, I'm kind of happy at the same time because we need to lose these kind of games if we're going to be in a relegation battle, and it's about getting the performances and the wins against the teams that are around us. I completely shut off there, and just, yeah, Messi's there in that situation. He's going to score, isn't he? And that's 2-0. And I'm almost tempted, if this game gets to like 3 or 4-0, we could just simulate the remainder of it, because there's literally no point in me trying, because there's no hope in these kind of games. And I do like that. I like that we've at the minute found a position for the sliders, although it is a little bit, I don't know, it's difficult because we have to be losing these games, but it's the manner that the computer does win them that's kind of frustrating. Like, defensively, they're just unbelievable. And going forwards, they literally score every shot, but I don't know, like, they don't have much possession most of the time. As you can see, Barca have had 40% possession and scored 2 goals. We've had 60, and, you know, I'd like the computer to have possession, dominate, and win the game, because at the minute it's like they just go on the attack and score. There's no real build-up. But Immobile is in the box here. Tackle, though, by Espino. De Jong into Busquets. Now into Griezmann in the box, sorry. Saved by the keeper. He does make the occasional save, I must say. Ledesma, for a 75 rated keeper, I'd be almost tempted to take him to the next club that we do go to, because he does make a decent saves here and there. Chance here for Gyro if I can get him in. Hopefully he's got the pace and delivery to find somebody in the middle. Goes back to Lasagna with the shot now, but blocked by the defender. Into the back of the net from Fernandez, and we've got about 12 minutes to potentially rescue something against Barcelona. You know, if we're going to lose 2-1 against Barca, I'm not that disheartened. Obviously, home games are a lot easier, and that's one factor. You know, the Real Madrid game at the Bernabeu, we lost 5-0 because away games are just much, much harder. But if we can somehow rescue a point, then that would be incredible. Chance here for Pjanic, and there's 3-1. We nearly rescued it, I must say. We got close, which is a nice sign. But obviously Barcelona just brought Pjanic off the bench and got that goal, and probably no chance of us scoring 2 goals in literally about 20 seconds. As you can see, they just no real runs, and yeah, I don't know. It's one of those games where, because we're at home, we do find it a little bit easier, but we still lost the game, and hopefully the teams below us have won some games and we've dropped down a couple of places in the table. I haven't actually had a look and see the season objectives, so maybe I should have a look and see what they are for the season, because, you know, I assume, because we're a newly promoted team, the objective is to avoid relegation, but that might not be the case. Obviously Fernandez did get a goal in that game, which is nice to see, you know, against a Barcelona team with Stegen in goal. You know, we've got Courtois to Stegen out of the way now. We've only got Oblak to go, of the very, very good La Liga goalkeepers. So, yeah, let me just check board expectations. What is the... I'm not bothered with youth. Sign a player from North America. Avoid relegation. There we go. So, my assumptions were correct, and that is the objective. So, with that last loss against Barcelona, we're now down in 16th, only a point above the relegation zone. But even then, you know, we've got Elche on 1 point at the minute after 8 games. So, you know, as long as we're around where we are right now, then I'm happy with this career mode. If we get any higher than, you know, 3 points, you know, it's kind of annoying early on in the season, because 3 points gets you from the relegation zone to 11th. So it's one of those where we need to basically keep us in the right position in the table in terms of towards the relegation zone. The problem is, because of my squad, I don't really have any real choices. Fernandes is going down in stats, as you can see. His defending's gone down by quite a bit, actually. He's gone down by about 4. So it might be a case of putting somebody like Evans in just to, I don't know, just to try and change it up and maybe get us a bit more defensive. Yeah, we'll keep Goodmanson in. Hopefully he can start growing in stats. But from the looks of things, Villarreal don't have the best of fitness on their team, so maybe we can capitalise on that. Here we are then against Villarreal at the Estadio. I'm not even going to bother trying to say the rest of it because I do probably butcher most of the pronunciations. They do have Rulli in goal, then Pina, Costa, Funes Mori and Foyth, obviously from Tottenham Hotspur on loan, I believe. Iborra, the CDM, then I think he played for Leicester, didn't he, Iborra? I'm pretty sure he did. That was quite an interesting move for him. Pereiro and Trigoris in the middle, then Rabat and Gomez out wide, and Paco Alcacer up top. It's a decent team, Villarreal. They're like a nice mid-table team that you could do like a good 3-4 seasons with on a career mode. You know, to try and take the top spot in La Liga. You know, it's a really nice kit they've got. You know, the full yellow, and yeah, maybe I don't know if I'd want to move to a team in the same division, but at the end of the season, I'm going to potentially move to another team, or we may just start a new career mode altogether on next gen, which might be the better thing to do because that's out at the pretty much the end of the week now, on the 4th. So I think we'll probably do this as the final career mode on PC. We'll see how career mode is on PS5 on next gen, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the difference is between the two gameplays. Maybe graphics wise it might be better, and hopefully gameplay wise it'll be a bit better. Maybe the referees will work. Chance here for Lasagna with the shot, but saved by Rulio. I think Manchester City did sign, but they never actually played him. Some of the deals that do go on in football are a little bit strange, but there we go. We do kick off the game there in the 10th minute with our right back, is Akpo. Really good head on him, and does find the back of the net to start the game very quickly. And as you know, as you could see, I literally spoke for about a minute, and we've gone on the attack, got a corner, headed it in, and already 10 minutes has gone. So it shows you how quickly these games do go along, and you know, it makes it much more tougher to get more, you know, better results because they've got less time to score goals, basically. Chance here out wide. We have got an injury to Lasagna, which isn't great. He seems to have not gone into the box of that attack. I don't know if it's only a plaster injury, so hopefully it's not too major. Usually they go down, but it's kind of random, to be frankly honest. It could be literally anything. But obviously, as our pretty much marquee signing, I really hope that he's not injured, because the goals that he got in a few of the games have really made the difference and got us the points that we have so far. Chance here for Paco Alcacer, goes around to Sebe with the shot, and on 25 shot error you literally cannot give them clean through chances like that to get the goal to make it 1-1. And yeah, it would have been nice to have the lead going into the second half, but looks like they have levelled it up. It doesn't look like it, they have. Really, I don't know, I think the player switching on this game is a bit of an issue, and that probably was the reason for that goal. Sebe didn't quite get there in time, and they do make it 1-1. Akpo with the ball here. He's an interesting one. I think like in a 5 at the back he would be decent, but sometimes in a 4 he does get exposed. I do question this game at times. Oh yeah, so Unai Emery, of course, who does have a scanned face because of his time at Arsenal. I can't believe they've got Thomas Delaney from Dortmund, who's a really good player. I can't believe, speaking of managers that have been scanned in the game, that they actually scanned Carlo Ancelotti, because he just looks atrocious. It looks like somebody's the model that has been made for Carlo Ancelotti is just shocking. He looks about £100 overweight, and I don't know how they accepted that. I don't know how they went, yeah, that's good enough to go into the game, because I'm pretty sure they've only put him in this year. The only thing I can think is whether they've got a scan like years and years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago, and they've just thrown that into the game. That's the only thing I can think of to justify the Carlo Ancelotti, but they're passing the ball quite nicely at Villarreal. And I do actually forget that because of the time on the clock, I do have to think about substitutions a little bit earlier than usual, because of how quick it goes. That's it for Negredo. Can he run through and goal? And I have just subbed him off, but I may keep him on. If he does score, and he does indeed, with that left foot, does make it 2-1. And with 15 minutes to go, I'm almost tempted to go a bit more defensive, if anything. You know, bring on like a extra centre-back and go 5-4-1 just to ensure we get the 3 points in this game. Because against Villarreal, it's a really good result if we can get it. But there is still a bit of time left in the game, obviously. I think that's probably... Yeah, I always like worry changing formation, but I think with 15 minutes left, you've got to just whack 5 at the back and hopefully you can hold on. I've subbed off Negredo anyway because Lasagna's got more stamina and on the counter, obviously, be a bit more effective. But yeah, he's still got that quality finishing, you know, really powerful shot there to find the back of the net to get his 3rd goal of the season. You know, he's picking up goals here and there. Hopefully wins us the game and is fit for the next one. 5 minutes to go. Coquelin puts the ball into Gomez. Just trying to get the ball off him, but he's holding it off very strongly indeed. Goes across to Coquelin. It's the little fancy passes that really get me. I don't know how Thomas Delaney's gone to Villarreal, to be frankly honest, because he's an unbelievable midfielder, and he didn't even start the game, which is the odder thing. George Evans here with the ball. Can he just put it out wide to Alejo to chase? Whip it into the middle for Lasagna. Gets the head on it, and hopefully, by the time Rulli does kick it, that'll be full time, and we do get all 3 points against Villarreal. As I said, in the 5 games that we do have, I don't mind picking up 3 points out of the 5, but I don't want us to be winning like back-to-back games and stuff like that. So with that win, it'll probably put us up quite high in the table. But yeah, we definitely deserved the win. You know, they only had 1 shot. They had a lot of possession, but didn't exactly do too much with it. And we did quite well on the counter-attack. Obviously, Negredo getting that winning goal. And we got a goal from a corner. You know, that's a very rare occurrence, which doesn't happen too much. But my manager rating has just shot down a little bit. I think some players did want to play that last game. But we do have some scout reports here from the players that we did add at the start of the episode. So Shackleton, 65 rated is not bad. It's the pace that I quite like on him. And obviously at 21 can grow in stats. But as I said, these two will probably be a bit too expensive. But you never know. It depends what we have in the January transfer window, which isn't actually that far away. You know, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games, and then we're there. And you know, as I said, I'm probably going to look to play 6 games in the next episode. So yeah, next game is against Real Sociedad, is it? No, it's Sevilla, then Real Sociedad, sorry. Who are 3rd in the table, obviously a very good Sevilla team. We are currently in 14th with that win. We're still 3 points off the relegation zone, so don't need to worry too early about where we are. But yeah, Sevilla with 20 points, only 1 loss this season. They're definitely like a top 4 club in the La Liga. We may need to look to do some changes as well in this game because of Lasagna's fitness. We may need to put a Lozano in, which I guess is all right. You know, just mixing things up. And as you can see, Goodmanson has gone to a 70 rated winger, which is nice to see. I don't think anyone else has grown in stats, but yeah, as I said, just keeping everyone fit and happy, and let me know if there's any players that I should be playing more with. I'll probably look to bring on Lasagna towards the end of the game, I guess. But I don't know if there's like this Mesa guy's decent. I don't know if like Jimenez or Pombo, but we haven't really had the chance to play with them yet. But we'll have to wait and see. I always forget to do it sometimes. Like I always forget to look at the lineups for today's games, and as you can see, they do have Bunu in goals, decent Tunisian, I want to say, maybe Turkish goalkeeper. Ben Davies from Spurs, very good left back indeed. Sergio Gomez, Rekic and Falcon. Then Fernando, really good holding midfielder. Oliver Torres, Gudjel, I think that's how you say his name, I'm not too sure. Ocampos, Idrissi and Enyaresi up top. I'm not too sure who the striker is, to be frankly honest. But obviously Ocampos and Idrissi, really good out wide, quality midfield. And obviously getting to that Europa League final in about the last 5 times out of the last 5, just shows how good they are. It's an interesting team, Sevilla. Like there's a lot of really, really good players that have come from that club. Torres with the ball into the box to their striker, into the near post, and yeah, I don't even know who the striker is, to be frankly honest. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't know if he's at Sevilla altogether. I don't know if they've signed him in this career mode. I'm honestly a bit confused, but it was quite an early goal Nice drag back, and the near post this year for goalkeepers is a little bit concerning. Yeah, it's Enuressi with the early goal, but as I said, like, because we won the previous game against Villarreal, I don't mind losing the next 2 games because, you know, we're in a situation where we can, you know, I want us to be in a relegation battle, and that's why I've got the sliders so high on. That's why that particular goal did go in. Maybe not the best of ideas to pass out the back, but we almost lost the ball there. But yeah, I don't know. I want to do a bit of a different career mode than what I usually do. Like, a lot of people do career modes that, you know, you win the league within, like I did in the Derby career mode, in 3 years with a team that's not even in the top division. So I just want it to be as competitive as humanly possible, without making it boring. And that is a very, very difficult thing to do because, you know, it's almost like the realism mod on PC, but to an extreme. As you can see, like, even talking for the last few minutes, we've already gone to the 23rd minute in no time at all. Ball goes into the middle, but Ledesma with the save. Kappa with the ball here. Inside here to Negredo. Can he get it into Lozano's path? He's not played too much, but can he get a goal to make it 1-1? Yes, he can. The keeper didn't even move. And I don't know where Lozano's actually from. But he's got a really, really nice goal there to make it level in the 26th minute. I'll just quickly check what his nationality is. Honduras. I thought he was something a little bit unique. And yeah, he's not the worst player. Like, he's a nice backup striker to have. Obviously, Lasagna's much better. But, you know, with this 2-striker formation, we are going to require him to come in every now and then. And I don't know what their defence is doing there, to be honest. Just a massive gap. And the Lozano runs through the middle. Chance here for Sevilla. Dinks it back really nicely, and that's, you know, when the pass error is just so low, they just pull out passes like that out of nowhere. And Campos this time does make it 2-1. And yeah, it's one of those where I don't, as I said, I'm not that bothered about losing against big teams like Sevilla, Barca, Atletico Madrid and Real. It's all about winning the games around us and maybe picking up some points here and there against teams that are slightly above mid-table. Chance here for Lozano. Can he make it 2-2 with his left-footed shot? And he does. You know, the player that hasn't played pretty much any game time at all, Anthony Lozano, has potentially got himself into the first team, and that's maybe what we should be trying a little bit more of, trying some players that aren't featuring, because at the minute he's scoring pretty much everything he hits. Corners on this game this year are incredibly difficult to defend. If the computer wants to score it, they will score it, and it is the player that I don't even know about. I don't know if he plays for Sevilla. I may have just had a drink just before the corner. But even then, like, I don't know, it's just winning the header was the issue there. And yeah, they do make it 3-2 with about 20 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go then against Sevilla. Very good opportunity for us to potentially nick a point if we can win the header here with Pepe. Go straight back to our winger, not offside. Lasagna into Fernandez. Now into Evans with the shot into the bottom left-hand corner. And that is a lovely goal from George Evans after, unfortunately, losing out in the header against the Sevilla striker. He does basically redeem himself and gets the goal into the bottom left-hand corner with 8 minutes to go. Very, very good chance for us to nick a point here. And, you know, at a point against, you know, a top 3 team, we'll call them a top 4 team to be, you know, technically correct, because Atletico Madrid are probably 3rd best. But, you know, a top 5, top 4 team in the in the La Liga, to get a point against them would be absolutely fantastic. And it kind of shows you the difference in difficulty depending on home and away games. You know, to get a point in this one later on in the season when we play at Sevilla Stadium, we'll probably lose. And there we go, full time against Sevilla. We do draw the game 3-3, which is really nice to see. And I think on this note, we will simulate the final game of the episode against Real Sociedad. That way, hopefully, as they are the stronger team, they should win the game, because I don't really want us to get any more points from this episode with 4 points out of the potential 12. As you can see, we're up to 14th on the table. And yeah, Real Sociedad should beat us, hopefully, if we do simulate. It's been, you know, it's been a good episode, but at the same time, I'd like us to struggle a little bit more. I just want to see us suffer, basically. So we will simulate the game. Obviously with the interactive match sim, we can watch the game along and see how we do. Obviously they've got David Silva, Porto's a good winger, Ozriabal the left winger, and a few other players here and there, but all in all, maybe I should have rested up Sabo for this game because he is obviously 37, but hopefully that will lead to Sociedad scoring a lot of goals. The annoying thing is, if we actually end up winning this game and I've simulated it, that'll be the annoying thing. Obviously I can't just go into the game and lose, and Lasagna, what are you doing, mate? I want us to suffer. He's even on low fitness and he's managed to score a goal there to open up the scoring for us, but hopefully Real Sociedad do start to switch on a little bit and hopefully reply with a goal to make it 1-1. Because if we get 3 points from this game, I'll be very annoyed. Our keeper at the minute has been in incredible form, Ledesma. Chance out wide for Porto. He's got a clean run on goal. Can he get the goal to make it 1-1? We do see an equaliser there from David Silva, obviously the Manchester City legend. Does make it 1-0 just before half time. And there's a goal for Fernandez to make it 2-1. We may be winning this game, which is kind of frustrating, because I was hoping that the simulation would cause us to drop points, but clearly that isn't the case, and maybe I won't simulate games because it's kind of random. Like, surely the better team should be winning, and Sociedad are much better than us, but they do make it 2-2 there, so as long as we drop some points, then that's great. Ozriabal with the goal there, still 7 minutes to go. Can they get a winner? It's kind of weird, like, ooh, injury. Don't want an injury to Negredo. It's the only thing about this, because obviously I'm not managing the game fully. Don't know what happens. Can they get a winner in the last few minutes just to mean we drop points and keep us in a low point? But unfortunately, it's 2-2, so we get a point from the game. So we get 5 points from the episode out of 12, which is quite a bit, to be honest. We're 14th in the table, 12 points. You know, there's only a 5-point gap, I guess. And our December month is actually looking quite compact. So with November, we've got easy games in November. Then we've got Valencia, Atletico Madrid, and Bilbao. So we'll probably look to do a big episode in the next one to get us up to the January transfer window mark. So yeah, make sure you do leave some suggestions on any signings in the comment section down below. Not too sure what we need, to be frankly honest. Probably a centre midfielder, like a box-to-box, defensive-minded player. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with the squad. So yeah, hopefully guys did enjoy this episode. Make sure you leave a like, and if you did enjoy it, and see you soon. Bye.